Welcome to this episode of Chattin with Staxx. I'm your host, Bill Staxx, and today I got Jeremy, PeeWee, and Repo. What's up, man?
What's up?
How you guys doing?
What's going on, brother? What's going on?
Good.
Same
What's
shit.
up, Repo? What's up, Jeremy?
What's up, my brother? How are you?
I'm good, bro.
Man. Hey, how
I'm
you
good.
guys doing?
Doing great.
Outstanding.
Thanks for the shout out today, Repo. Appreciate it.
What do you shout
they
out to?
blocked a little bit of that video on me.
Yeah, I know, because of the music.
I did a little video about this podcast coming up on my YouTube, and asked them to follow Staxx and a couple other people I got.
Cool.
Right
I
on.
had music playing in the background, so they copyright blocked part of my video.
Yeah, they're doing a lot of that blocking lately.
Yeah,
A lot.
yeah, they are.
It's political, a lot of it.
Shit, they're trying to block the Brothers for Life page.
Wow, you saw that, eh?
No,
You know,
yeah,
I think
brother.
it was. I think it was that video I put up of Will Ferrell when he's with the black family, and he's like, "Oh man, I'm just a poor boy from Terre Haute, Indiana, with a big fucking fat wallet and a spleet the size of a baby's arm."
That's it.
I was thinking, man, when they came to me and they said, "This is the second warning we're giving you," they never ever gave me a first warning, bro. So that's how I know it's bullshit, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, it's freedom of speech is freedom of speech.
But it ain't.
Not
If you
anymore.
watch everything you say, when you say that N-word, boom, you're off right away. You're kicked off for 30 days, you know? Christ, man, I had a picture of Adolf Hitler on a page and they kicked me off.
Yeah.
I commented the snake
we have
emoji and I
Alexas in the
got
house.
in trouble for it.
Well, they would have hated the way we treated the old
We
website guy.
unplug
Then.
all the Alexas in the house. That's the reason.
You know, I've been arrested before for calling a girl on Facebook.
Really?
They came to my house, knocked on the
Come
door.
on.
They said, "Did you call her that on Facebook?" I said, "Yeah." They
I've
go,
done it 100 times.
Put your hands behind your back.
Wow.
I got arrested for harassment and threatening.
I remember that.
Yeah.
Really?
Crazy.
We'll have to figure out another word.
You're just a bad influence. You're just a bad influence. Bill.
I would do it again, though. You know.
Of course.
Hey, I'll tell you what. I'll kick it off here with something. I've got friends I grew up around on both sides of the fence. So I'm talking with a buddy of mine who's friendly with a couple of the local HAs up there in Jersey. They're worried. They're worried about the 16s. Bad worried. They got right to be, honestly. And then I talked to a buddy of mine who's a 16 I grew up with. Apparently, they ran up on a couple of them, and those guys literally tucked their tails and took off from them. That didn't happen when I was around. It did not happen. You know, you had to stand your ground. And now, these guys aren't doing, man.
They just did something last night. I just seen it on the internet where some guys beat up some of the other guys with some hammers, and I just was like,
PopKorn in the house. PopKorn, what up?
there he is.
Hey,
Welcome.
Sorry, I'm
It's all
late.
good.
Oh, yeah.
Nah, it's okay.
Oh, yeah, I'm ready. Hey.
So we got PeeWee, Jeremy, PopKorn,
Welcome, Johnny.
Repo.
PopKorn.
Hey, how's it going?
Good.
Good,
Well,
brother, good.
Now, this is a podcast.
Well,
Hell
shit,
yeah.
this ain't gonna
What's
work
happening,
too
John?
easy. I'm blind and I'm on a cell phone, so
Yeah.
I'm on PopKorn. I'm on a cell phone too.
yeah.
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 Well, I mean, I don't really usually meet dudes on the internet. That's not how I get down.
Yep.
Me either, man.
That's it.
But $20 is $20 though.
Yeah.
I'm just fine with you guys. How's it going?
Good.
It's going, bro.
Yeah, right.
I said it's funny, when people always ask me, in all the years you were in a club, man, did you have problems and stuff, I said, problem with who? And they go, well, like with the Bandido guys. I said, nah, actually, I get along with those guys. And all the years from 1994 to 2010, when I quit, they said, "Did you ever run into the pagan guys? Ever had problems with them?" I said, "I never saw one.
Yeah.
Never anywhere I was, I never physically ever seen one. You know what I mean?"
Yeah.
So I said, "No, I never had problems with them. You know, it's just always, you know, the Mongols or the outlaw thing and all that shit." But I talked one time. I was sitting at a sushi place, PopKorn, and I was with Mel Chansey, and he was talking to Keith on the phone, and he says, "Hey, you want to talk to Conan?" And I said, "Yeah, I never talked to him before." He gets on there, "Hey, bro, what's up?" And I said, "What's going on, dude?" And he said, "Hey, I want to come to town, you know, and go to Mr. Olympia." I said, "Well, come on." I was out at a club then. And I said, "Well, come on." And he says, "Well, what about those other guys?" I said, "Dude, listen, they ain't going to come after you unless we go over and knock on the clubhouse door and drag them out. You know, they don't come out." And he goes,
I think Sons of Anarchy kind of fucking fueled the fire for all that shit. You know what I mean? But
and people believed in that shit, bro.
I've never had a problem with anybody who didn't have a problem with me, and it's always that just one-off shit. You know what I mean? One person disrespecting one person. You know?
Right. And hey, bro, we've seen it in our own clubs. You know what I mean? I've seen more Hell's Angels do shit to other Hell's Angels than to get busy with anybody else.
That was exactly what I was gonna say. Was I can't believe that, you know, everybody wants to say that they're brother, but it seems to be most of the problems are actually between brother. Yes.
Right on, bro. 100%.
Yep.
100%.
What about you, Jeremy? Is there pagans down there in Texas? Why you?
Nah, but the only thing that's down in Texas is Mongols and Bandidos.
The Cossacks down there.
Well, yeah, we don't count them.
But they're like a home. They were grown there, right?
Yeah, they've been around for so long, but they're more up around Dallas, but they don't do nothing to nobody.
Yeah.
We had the one incident over at the bar, but other than that, they ain't done shit.
That Waco.
What about the kinfolk?
Nah, kinfolk already got dissolved. They took one beating and all turned their shit in.
Oh.
They laid all their vests down.
Yeah, pretty much. Now, last time I heard, all the kinfolk were all Mongols.
Well, I know right now 3 Hells Angels that are pagans, and they talk to me still to this day.
Yeah, I heard the same thing.
Yep.
Do you guys notice that a lot where people switch sides?
There was a Jersey guy, PeeWee. Yeah.
So as far
No,
as
the guys I'm talking about, are from. No, I think the guys I'm talking about, bro, are from. One's from. 2 are from Indiana, and one's from. I want to say Ohio, something like that. But the member was. It was a member from Indiana. The other member was from Chicago, and they were Hells Angels, and the other one was from San Diego.
Hey, did she
And they're all.
You're right. The one
gone.
And Jersey's, I think 2 guys that were Jersey now, HA, are pagans now.
That's fucking crazy. Yeah, I don't understand the whole flip-flopping, jumping ship. If you're out, you're out. You don't jump onto somebody else's boat.
Well, flip-flopping.
I mean, I've seen people with 3 and 4 different club tattoos on their arm and shit.
It was a no-no.
Wait, what? What?
I'm not
I seen only one PopKorn. I only seen one. He comes to my house. His name is Andy, and he's an old man. He's like almost 80 years old, and he's got a Charlie on his arm, and he's got the Bandito one up on his upper arm. He was a Memphis outlaw. Then he quit the Outlaws and he joined Little Rock Bandidos, and that's the last club he was in. He had both tattoos. It freaked me out.
You seen someone with 4 different clubs on their arm?
Oh, I'm a fucking joker, man. You can't take everything I say to the bank, bro. But I have seen people with multiple tattoos of different clubs. Like, You know what I mean? I didn't count them,
Yeah.
but yeah, absolutely. I'm not bullshitting.
I'm gonna tell you guys a true story that happened, and PeeWee can back it up because it's actually a story about PeeWee. This is when he was president in Vegas, and this is when the first time he ever showed me how to check somebody's mud. And he had a couple of members that had a problem with me and another brother of ours for doing something that we went to PeeWee for and got permission. So they went and they told PeeWee that they were gonna come handle us, and they were taking care of business, and they were fucking us up. You know what PeeWee said to him? Make sure you guys take a fucking lunch. You guys are gonna need all of it. And they told him, you're not gonna come with us? And he goes, no, I'm not going. You guys want to go handle it? Do you think it's if that's what you want to do? He goes, then go. He goes, last time I checked, I was the boss. He goes, and I gave him permission. But if you don't want to, hey, you're a Hell's Angel. Move on, do it. They showed up. They didn't leave with the product or what they thought they were gonna. And we went right back to the table crying to PeeWee.
I remember that. I remember that.
Oh yeah, and after that, their respect level went out the window because they basically came, and this is when I guess you just call me an associate or just a hang around or whatever because I wasn't in the club or even remotely getting in because PeeWee wouldn't let me.
I told him he wouldn't like it.
Yeah, well, exactly. PeeWee's exact words to me was, "Why?" He goes, "You have every benefit of being with us, other than sitting at that table with all the drama." Yeah. He goes, but I take you everywhere. You go to every party. You go to every event. You go any place you want to go. Why? There's no gain to it for you. And those words always stuck with me. Always.
Well, I listened to PopKorn. I listened to PopKorn's interview with you, Billy.
Yeah.
And PopKorn, you hit it right on the head, man. I was listening to your podcast, and you explained. I'm not going to go through the whole thing, but you explained it so perfect about the prospecting part with the bikes and the bullshit.
Yeah.
And I was thinking, that's why I try to tell him, why do you want to do that, man? Just stick around and have fun. Nobody's going to tell you what to do. Right. Nobody could tell me and PopKorn what to do because we're prospects.
Yeah.
But you had the ability to have fun. Then the fucker moves to Texas and joins the Bandidos.
Man, I was when I did my first interview, obviously you're just having a conversation, so you don't prepare for this shit, but come to think of it, like I actually remember being young as hell and seeing a biker backing his bike out of the driveway. I must have been 9 or 10, and I had the balls to ask him for a ride. You know what I mean? And he gave me a ride. And I didn't even fucking remember that story till I started trying to think back on some shit to talk about. But whoever the fuck that biker was, man, that motherfucker definitely put a path to my life. You know what I'm saying?
And what, was he in a club?
I have no clue. He was just an old tweaker backing a Harley on his driveway. And I was an old
Get on, kid.
We chased the ice cream man, begged him to throw an ice cream out. We didn't even have 25 cents for a popsicle. So, you know what I mean? If I seen you riding a horse or anything, fuck, it'd be the first time I'd seen something like that. I'd fucking ask you for a ride. You know what I mean? I think that's how I got my first ride on a boat, all kinds of shit. You know what I mean? Just like, hey, you hop on?
Hell yeah.
So let's go down the line. What made you want to join Repo? What made you guys want to join a club?
We're all kind of quiet.
For me, I grew up in New Jersey. Was New Jersey and Pennsylvania. I was right on the borderline, and where I grew up, it was breeding pagans. Always was breeding pagans were the dominant two clubs. There was Warlock. You had like Jersey Iron, Bandanas, a few other smaller ones that wound up getting overtaken by the pagans. Actually, they shut them down. You're either patching in or you're patching out the hard way. And I had went to multiple events, and like I say, I grew up with a guy who's actually a diamond for the pagans, and our kids went to school together, and I just saw some of the shit that he went through. And when I would be at events, just, kind of how they were treating some of and I knew I worked with some of them. And like I say, PeeWee, I worked in the union. I was over in Philadelphia. I used to see Gorilla on the jobs, when he was the top top dog out there. And I just didn't like the politics that they had back then. Late 80s, early 90s. I was going up New York, a lot of HA events I used to go to. And that's just the way that I wanted to go. You know, at that time, little did we know now, but that seemed like the way to go. Like they were the most together club, and they wound up being just as fucked up as the rest of them, if not worse than the rest of them.
Right.
What made you want to be one percenter, PeeWee?
But was it? I don't think it was point of me being a one percenter. I was then. I don't know. Like a lot of guys and PopKorn and what I'm talking about, and Repo, like he just said, a lot of guys come from small clubs to join the big boys. And I was in a little club called the Sinners. That was like in Indiana and Michigan and Wisconsin, where I was born and raised. And, you know, I was there 10 years, and then all of a sudden I was like, wow, man. And again, I never even seen a Hell's Angel in my whole life, you know, living in Milwaukee. And then we got hooked up somehow by one of the guys in the prison that was in there with one of the sinners. He said, there's a guy, and there were all these Hell's Angel tattoos on him. He said he knows this guy and that guy. And I said, well, all the guys he's saying, they're all dead. And I mean, anybody could read a book and say, yeah, I know this guy, that guy, they're dead. They can't answer. You know what I mean? If I said to somebody, oh, yeah, hey, man, I know Jeremy, I know PopKorn, those guys. Yeah, I never met. Why would I say that? You know? So I said, there's something funny about the guy. So I called up to Minnesota. I heard that their president ran Minneapolis Custom Cycles. And I called up there and I talked to him, and he said the guy's bullshit. So when our guy took care of it in the prison, it kind of gave me a foot in the door to where they were talking to us. And then I seen him for the first time, like in 1991 was the first time I ever saw one. And I just literally walked up to him. I was still in the Sinners, and I was thinking, man, I want to be one of these guys, you know? And it was a big event. There was, which these guys all know that these clubs, it was the El Forsteros, there was the Galloping Gooses, there was Hell's Angels, Hell's Henchmen at the time, Sons of Silence. And really all those clubs that were there really didn't get along with the club I didn't get along with, you know, which at that time was the Outlaws. So when I got there, we got jacked up by the Sons of Silence first. And then they kind of let us like pass off, and they told us, hey, come to our campsite if you guys ain't scared, you know, that kind of shit. And we showed up there, and they're blasting guns and doing the whole thing, going in there and they're playing cards. And the guy's name was No Mind, their national president. And you know, Jeremy knows me and Repo. I barely saw them drink at all. And this dude had me drinking Wild Turkey with him and all kinds of shit. So when we left there, we went back to the racetrack. And the Angels were racing, and I just walked up to Ralph by the fence, and I said, hey, man, what do I got to do to be you? And he says, where do you live? I said, Milwaukee. He said, move to where we are. And I walked back, told my guys, I said, I'm going to do that, you know. But little did I know, man, like some of these guys, they have the story. Same shit I hear from PopKorn, Jeremy, all, you know, you go there, and I mean, these guys did the most fucked up shit, you know. I mean, like, just not watching the bikes is one thing. Like PopKorn said, watching the bikes, you know, I was one of those guys who, you know, I could see him like, hey, get me a drink. And, you know, that to me, that felt like kind of like a bitchy thing, you know, like I was being punked out like some bitch. Get that. Hey, I'm not bitching about cleaning the clubhouse or watching fucking motorcycles or even knocking somebody out or even doing, like PopKorn said, doing what we got to do. But I mean, getting the fucking drinks. And then, I mean, bro, this is going to crack all you fuckers up, man. I mean, I got a 45-minute lecture from Pat how I'm not cut out to be a Hell's Angel because I didn't stock the fucking cooler with Budweiser. Come on.
No, I
So,
get it.
yeah, I'm not bullshitting. So,
He's
Yeah, you
wearing
made a
white
post
the whole
on
time.
Facebook. You're in
yeah, I'm
trouble.
like, hey, man, send me over to beat somebody up, shoot some. Yeah, but you seriously tell me I'm not cut out because I didn't stock the cooler with fucking beer?
Right.
So that's the shit that was kind of getting under my skin. And it was kind of like, this ain't cutting out. And after 14 months of prospecting, he called me in the room and he says, yeah, you're just not cutting it, man. So we're going to let you go. And you come back in a year, you can try it again. And I just stood there for a minute. I looked down the table, and this is the part. This is the part that threw me, man. All of them are sitting at the table like this.